All righty, folks, we are gonna go ahead and begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to. That's not going. Well, welcome to our full commission meeting for July. We are here, of course, at the Hilltop Library. Thank you all for coming out. We should have a relatively short night tonight, but you never know. All right, so we are gonna go ahead and call our meeting to order. I'm gonna go ahead, of course, Secretary Joe, you can go ahead and take roll.
Okay, when I call your name, please indicate that you're present. Chairman Teen.
Here.
Secretary Archer is present, and then starting opposite to my left, Commissioners McMahon, Commissioner Carla, Carr, President, Commissioner Kitchen, Commissioner Bates,
Here.
Commissioner Maddox, here, Commissioner Klingo,
Here.
Commissioner Montana.
Present.
Absent our Vice Chair, Commissioner Edwards, Commissioner Regula, Commissioner Smith, and Commissioner Wilkerson. Quorum is met 9 out of 14.
Beautiful. Alrighty, anyone with anyone's agenda tonight, do we have any additions or deletions at all?
Yes. An addition is potential new business for an August recess vote. I think we need to officially vote if we're gonna recess next month.
Okay.
So put that under new business. And then I have 2 corrections if there's no other additional additions or deletions.
Yeah. What do you? Go ahead.
I did make an update to the date on the agenda was the 6th. I updated to the 7th.
Correct. Yeah, we corrected the date in the header from the 6th to the 7th. It was just based on yesterday. And then the vacancy timeline, I want us to be clear on that. Our bylaws indicate that member vacancy shall be filled according to the following procedures. The first step is the chairperson declares the position vacant at the next public meeting that after the vacancy. So if the vacancy was June, we make the declaration in July, and then if we recess in August, that would potentially be in September, unless otherwise changed. So just let's see, I guess that's technically it's just a correction of the timeline. Otherwise, if there's no other, I can motion to adopt the agenda. Second. Okay, all in favor of adopting the agenda with the voice vote, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition or any abstentions? Agenda adopted via voice vote. Thank you.
Alrighty, do we approve our minutes from June's meeting? Motion to approve. Second. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Alrighty, so moving forward, folks, we are gonna go ahead and have our community stakeholder and activity reports. I don't see Officer Cody, or anyone from our city attorney's office. So do we have, any reports from Hilltop Rise?
Help use it, Mike, or should I just give it?
Give it a shot.
Yeah.
Okay, just. Only thing is, so last month, Dave Peters from Hilltop Rise Economic Development, CDC Hilltop. Last month, I announced our historic walking tour that was in June, but however, got rained out, so we rescheduled for next Wednesday, July 15th. It's free, open to anyone, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. We'll meet at the steps of St. Aloysius Church, Broad Street. We will just take a short walking tour, less than a mile, just to get to see some historic buildings that you probably passed thousands of times, and you'll get to hear more about the architecture and history of them. So please come out if you want to meet some neighbors.
Thank you. And do we have any reports from Envision Hilltop at all?
I'm Kevin Orr. I'm the pastor at Beacon of Hope United Methodist Church located here on the hilltop. I co-chair the Envision Hilltop Advisory Team. We had our most recent advisory team meeting a few weeks ago. Appreciation to Gina Ginn, who runs the Hilltop Early Learning Center, and her staff for allowing us to be present and give a presentation on the great work that's happening there. The Early Learning Center, which is an outgrowth of the Envision Hilltop plan, that went a long way in helping to make that investment happen. We heard a report about the police substation being built on Sullivan, and we heard an update on the phase 2 zoning process. We also heard from Principal Roberts from West High School about their academic or the freshman academy program. As that gets up off the ground, we heard some subcommittees gave their presentations as well. So I would encourage you, if you want to know more about the Envision Hilltop plan, to go to envisionhilltop.com. You can read the plan and see updates on what progress has been made. It's also got a lot of great demographic information and other information about the Hilltop in case you are new to the area. That's one way to get some good information about that. If you want to know more and get engaged, you have contact information there on that website as well. And while I'm up here, I also want to share that CODA, in partnership with the Neighborhood Design Center, is doing a community survey to hear what the community wants to hear about transit-oriented development as the BRT gets built along West Broad in the next few years. So I've got a flyer with a QR code where you can scan and take that survey so we can have a say on what sort of future development happens along West Broad. Thank you. Any questions? Thanks.
Thank you, Dustin.
Should be working now.
All right, there we go. Do we have any announcements from commissioners at all? I'll go ahead, obviously, just want to make sure that I do declare the vacancy that is up. And please excuse me, that appointment will actually be up for filling in September. So just want to declare that. But other than that, do we have any more announcements from any of our commissioners?
Yes. Hey, hi everyone, Joe Argero. 3 quick items. Busy day apparently, Saturday, July 18th, a lot going on. Anyone who's interested in continuing conversation, community conversation on data center utility costs, are invited to join Columbus Stand Up on July 18th from 1 to 4 at the Maroon Arts Group Box Park. This is a community cookout hosted by their organizing group. Again, the topic are data centers and utilities. And then also on the 18th, at about the same time from 11 to 3 at Linda Community Center is Celebrate One's community baby shower. Anyone who is an expected mother or a new mother is encouraged to attend. There's a variety of resources and other things connected to Celebrate One. And RSVP is preferred, and you can find that through celebrateone.com. And then just, I'm going to put a plug in, Impact Community Action has a home weatherization program. As temperatures fluctuate, anyone who is eligible, both homeowners and renters, can get services like inspections, attic wall and basement insulation, and access to high efficiency appliances. There are some eligibility requirements, such as income and zip code, but you can find more information at impactca.org. I'll hand it off.
There's another event upcoming. It's a West Broad Street weeding and cleanup on Saturday, July 25th from 8 to 11 at Westgate Lodge. Anyone's welcome. We're going to be weeding and cleaning up trash on West Broad between Hague and Wilson. You don't have to stay the full 3 hours, just come whenever you have time. And feel free to bring materials if you have them, but if you do not, we'll have some available. And hope to see everyone there. Thanks.
All right, folks, and if there are no more announcements, we are gonna go ahead, and go to our presentations. So tonight we have two lined up. The first is from our Franklin County Auditor's Office. I would like to call on Mr. Blaze to please give a presentation. This presentation tonight will be talking about property tax valuations, and some updates on that.
Evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, my name is Blaze. I am the new community organizer. Community outreach, sorry, that was my last position. I'm still presenting myself as an organizer, but I'm still organizing. I'll be here to present you the property value update that Franklin County Audit Office is conducting. Next slide. Why does the Franklin County Audit Office conducting property value update? That's a question that everybody is asking. All county auditors in Ohio are required by the law to update the value of all property by conducting a appraisal every 6 years with a property value update of 3 years midpoints between appraisal. And this is an effort to accurately reflect the property value change in current real estate market. So, and our Department of Taxation is the one that make the final decision. And the county auditor may face legal action if the Department of Taxation determine the value are inaccurate, sequentially corrected. Next. So what happened during this process? The property value update of 2026 this year is a little different than 2023. And each property is not visually inspected this year. Rather, it involves a study of analysis of arm length sales that have taken place in the past 3 years. This helped the audit office determine whether the change in the market value has taken place since the last appraisal. Next slide. So what is the arm length sales? The arm length sale is defined as a business deal between two and more parties where the buyers act independently and in their own self-interest, meaning the property is priced at the fair market value. In other words, the sales which a family member sells to a property to another family member for $1 would not be considered as arm length sale. Sales tax is not considered value of property in triennial updates and are not included in the recalculation of property value. Next slide. What can I expect this year? So this year, I know people already received this card. You probably received this. And go next. This is arriving in June 2026. And what can I expect? You expect to see the tentative value update on this card. Next. And if the card does not have all the information, you can go online and visit our Know Your Home Value website for more information. Next. And this is your role in establishing of your update property value. So this June last month, the notice proposal property value was sent. And July to September will be the property value review. And in December, if you did not disagree with the value that you saw, you don't need to do anything. So, which means you accept it. Next slide. So, what is a property value review? The property value review is a forum which property owner may speak directly with a member of our auditor office appraisal team regarding their property and updates that can be value. Property owner are encouraged to bring evidence to any alternative valuation which they feel like their property, is. The property value review will be held virtually via Zoom or in person through our Franklin County between July 28th and September 5th. Documents submission review are also available, which would not require the face-to-face meeting. Next. Today I came with the flyer, property value relocation, that's what will be at, it's out there. So this, if you're not able to do that online, virtually, or in person, our office, you can come to all these dates will be out in the community, we will be beside, all the side of Franklin County to talk to people about them. If you feel like you wanna take an action, please come to these clinics. Next. Where else can I find on Know Your Value website? So this website, you will find the property expectation and schedule a property value review. You can also go online and also schedule the day that you feel like, come to office and talk to a present team about your property value. So next. What else can I find on Know Your Value website? So you know your value comparison with your neighborhood. You can compare your house with your neighbors. And you can also ask a question online and they will answer you. A property value review meeting, you can schedule a meeting, like I said. Next. So how will my property value be affected? So these are the school district and the percentage of property value goes up and down. So you will see the different work in your neighborhood through this page online. Next. Next. Will the property value update affect your taxes? This is a good question that every resident of Franklin County is asking. This process is not intended to increase or decrease taxes. However, it may affect them. Franklin County Audit Office is required by the Ohio law to carry out the property value updates and to complete the most accurate and fair property assessment possible. It's important to remember that taxes are established in the ballot box through your taxing district and based on your vote approval. The amount of your tax change is based in value change of your property in relation to other property in your tax district. There is not one-on-one relation between property value change and tax change. So, which means 10% increase in your value does not necessarily correlate with the 10% increase in your taxes. Next. Will the property value update affect your tax? That's a question. If your value increase at the same rate as the average, sorry, I can't see that. Increase in your tax district, then minimum increase in your taxes. Your value change decrease more than the average in your taxing district, small decrease in your taxes. Your value decrease, but the average in your taxing district increase, then moderate decrease in your taxes. Your value increase, but less than the average in your taxing district, small increase in your taxes. Your value increase more than average increase in your taxing district, it's a moderate increase. Next. Where does the addition tax money go? This is a question that everybody's like, where's my money go? Every time we go out, it's the question that people are asking. Most of property value increase don't result in much in higher overall taxes collected by political subdivision. When value goes up, tax rates generally go down and maintain the same taxes collected. This is due to tax equalization as laid out Ohio House Bill 920. After the Franklin County 2020 property value update, the property value goes up 20%. I think the property taxes all authority went to the 6.96. And the property in Franklin County only increased on 2.75. So next. And most of your taxes that, as you can see, it goes to the excuse me, can you go back to the next last one? Yeah, received by the county not include school, city, township, villages, and what can see, etc. So, next. So where does my additional tax money go? Any additional taxes that are collected after a change in property value goes toward the same things taxing entity would normally spend tax money on. Each tax entity make their own decision on how to spend additional revenue. Example, covering increasing cost of staffing and material, physical infrastructure, buildings, increasing services, reducing, avoiding, increasing any fees for services, changing what both levies and subdivision may need to seek in the future. Next slide. What does the additional tax money go? So all of this is just explaining where money is being spent and where goes. So next. So these are just legislation passes in 2025 talking about how the taxes being divided. And if you go online, you can check these legislation passes in 2025. These are the numbers. Next. How can the auditor office help? That's why I'm here to talk to you, Commissioner. That's we are open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 to talk to all residents about their taxes. And if they feel like the value that being used to their property is not accurate, we are here to help and talk to any resident. Next. That's my presentation. Please, question.
Yes, sir, can you explain to me sort of maybe what the difference is, for someone who may have just done a revision last year? How will that, so if someone just did a revision from the recent increase, is
2023.
it just they're gonna have to go right through the property value
Yes.
thing again?
Like I said, it's required by the law every midpoint of 6 years, so it has to go again, and you will receive it later. And if you feel like it's not accurate, you can still talk. That's why they said this year it's not visually inspected, but it's goes through the homeland cells that is going through your neighborhood. So yeah. Yes, sir.
Can you help me understand the total savings of maybe 2 pizzas a month? That may be a dumb question, but I don't understand it on this slide at all.
Excuse me, what did you say?
At the very bottom here, it says total savings, maybe 2 pizzas a month. I may be not connecting something here, but I just don't understand what that does here.
Oh, maybe 2 pieces a month. That's by the way, I don't know how to explain that. But it's just trying to say about tax saving, I don't know, tax cards, it might be 2 slices of pizza a month, I don't know. So
Right. My taxes are gonna go up a couple thousand a year. That's more than 2 pizzas a month is all I'm saying. So just might be a little not in touch with the community for raising taxes.
Read that presentation, I have to go back and talk to him, I had to explain to me, and then maybe I will get back to you. I have my business card here, so.
I'll ask them, Diana, not a problem.
Yeah, no, for those that don't know, I do a lot of work on state public policy, and down at the State House, they've made a big deal about these massive property tax reform packages that they've been passing. At the end of the day, if they didn't pass all those bills last year, they're listed here. Instead of going up by $1,000, a year, or 2,000 or whatever, the homeowner goes up, it would have gone up by, 1,020. So it's gonna save a few dollars. Individually, it's really all these bills don't really count too much to the average homeowner. massive property developers are a different story. But that's still gonna be hundreds of millions of dollars out of children's services, schools and other things. But then the return for, we're gonna still be dealing with the high property taxes here in Ohio. Because this legislation really didn't get at the crux of the problems. Yeah. I guess I see that comparison about how many pizzas a month do these tax savings get us?
Feels toned down.
Yeah, so I hope that answers the question. Thank you, Adam. Yes, sir.
Question, for seniors. That is something that's, very important to me, but, on, set incomes, things of this effect. I know the homestead, they've talked about, on the Commissioner Bates, they talked about maybe expanding the homestead credit for our seniors, again, because a lot of our seniors are not able to continually have these values go up. And that's a concern, for a lot of our, especially our community, as well as communities throughout the city. So I just want I'm hopeful that the auditor's office and the Board of Revision is more open to that, and maybe there's will be discussions with the legislature as far as what's a fair homeowners, or what they call homestead credit. Right now, I think it's like 10%, something like that, if you're a senior at a certain age. If you're a disabled veteran, then you get a little bit more if you're 100% disabled. But that's something that I think the city leaders, the county leaders, we don't want our seniors to be pushed out of their homes. And that's something that's a concern for me personally.
Yeah, that's a good concern. What I love of working with the Michael Siciliano, he always care about people. That's why I'm there to work.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm always sending me out in the community talking about the homestay. And he always wants to help our seniors. And I think it's now for our time to go and talk to make sure that who making this decision about the homestay. And so for us, it's just to talk to people and let them know about this information, but we don't have any decision, but we'll keep fighting for our seniors and veterans. And I will get this concern to him. I will talk to him about it.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Did we have any more questions from community members or commissioners at all? All right, thank you so much, Blaze, for coming
Thank you.
with us.
Thank
And next, we will go ahead and have our next presentation.
Good evening, my name is Daniel Seltzer, and I'm with the Central Ohio Area Agency on Aging. I am in community education, and I'm going to be talking about accessing our services today. Next slide, please. So first of all, what are area agencies on aging? It was set out by the Older American Act to administer programs and advocate on behalf of older adults, disabled adults, and families. So over the United States, there's approximately about 665 of them. And in Ohio, we have 12. And they all serve multi-county regions. Next slide, please. So these are the different regions here. So you see we are in the middle of the state and we cover 8 counties. Next slide. So what is our purpose? Our purpose is to fund community-based services, provide information, assistance, and education about aging issues, advocate on behalf of older adults and their families and disabled adults, and administer Medicaid waiver programs to keep people at home. Next slide, please. So how to find assistance? So in addition to the things I'm going to talk about tonight, there's also some websites and some phone numbers that you can find information about. So one is the Elder Care Locator. The other is the free long-term care assessment. And finally, some of our guides on our website. Next slide, please. Some additional helpful websites are coAAA.org, that's our website, aging.ohio.gov, ltc.age.ohio.gov, which talks about long-term care housing, Pro Seniors, which is a legal organization based in Cincinnati, but they cover the entire state. And then Disability Rights Ohio.org. Next slide, please. So these are some of our guides that we have available. I did bring the latest older adult resource guide, and it's over there if you'd like a copy of it. It's also available on our website as well. We also have a great guide that just came out too. It's for caregivers. So it's called the Caregiver Toolbox. So I would love to, if you are interested in that too, I can bring them to you all as well. And it's also online. Next slide, please. So what type of services are available in most communities? So most communities have services in home, community-based, facility-based, but they can vary in all the 8 counties that we cover. Next slide, please. So types of home and community-based services are meal programs, transportation services. Transportation, by the way, has become a real big hot topic and a need. Respite care, adult day health, home health aid, companions, homemakers, chore services, medic alert programs, minor home modifications, right? Many of our homes that we live in were not built to age in place. Telephone reassurance, nurses, in-home therapists, and case management coordination. Next slide, please. So what is the role of Medicare and Medicaid? This is a question I get asked a lot. So Medicare generally funds healthcare for those 65 or older, or under 65 on Social Security disability. It does not generally fund long-term care. Medicaid generally funds healthcare for those who have limited incomes and assets in Ohio, and it does fund long-term care both in facilities and the community. Next slide, please. Medicaid waiver programs are for those who would be living in a care facility, such as a nursing home, on Medicaid, but want to live at home. So there's different names of different programs. So there is Ohio Home Care. That's for those that are under age 60. Passport, which is our biggest program that we have for those over age 60. Then there's also assisted living waiver. So that is for individuals who live in a facility, in an assisted living facility, have used up all their assets, and now they are on Medicaid for Medicaid to help pay their care in the facility. And then My Care Ohio, which is also very big, is for those who have Medicare and Medicaid, and that is in our all of our 8 counties. And then there's also several waivers for those with developmental disabilities. Next slide, please. So many of our programs are funded through what is called a local tax levy. We have one here in Franklin County. And many Ohio counties have tax levies which provide community-based services for older adults and other groups. It's usually either a property tax or a sales tax, and most use a sliding fee for services. And if you want to know more information about that, you can also reach out to Franklin County Office on Aging. The program that they have there is called Senior Options. Next slide, please. So what assistance is available for family caregivers? So according to, just so you all know, just to kind of get an idea of how many caregivers are out there, unpaid caregivers, family members that are taking care, or friends or neighbors taking care of other people. According to AARP, there are approximately 63 million people in the United States that are unpaid caregivers, right? So that's a very high percentage of people, right? That's like 20% of our population. So one of the things that is available is a nationally funded program operated by the AAAs. It provides caregiver workshop and resource guides, funds services designed to assist caregivers on a short-term basis, and services include information and assistance, counseling, respite, and also supplemental services. Next slide, please. So one thing that we also offer through Central Ohio Area Agency on Aging is a website called TrueAlta. And what's great about TrueAlta, it is an on-demand service. So many caregivers are taking care of a loved one where they're working, and they have very limited time to be able to attend a seminar or training or even a support. And so they are able to log in and attend that training on demand. So if they can't make a presentation that was at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they can watch it later in that day. And this is free for anybody in our region, okay? And if you need assistance with signing up for it, you can just contact us up at CELO AAA and we can help you sign up for it. Next slide, please. In each of our counties, we have a partner agency. So as I mentioned, in Franklin County, it's the Franklin County Office on Aging, and that is their number right there. And the other counties that we cover are Delaware, Fairfield, Fayette, Licking, Madison, Pickaway, and also Union, right? And each of these counties, there's also different needs, right? So Union County is a lot different than Franklin County, right? So they're probably, I think in Union County, there's like 28,000 people live in the entire county. So it's a very small county, right? Versus Franklin County, where we have a couple million, right? So each of these areas is, their needs are a little bit different. Next slide, please. And that's it. And this is our contact information. And I'd be glad to take any questions.
Do we have any questions from our community members or our commissioners? I just want to say, Daniel, this was a great presentation. I think what you guys are doing is absolutely amazing. Definitely want to thank Ricky for connecting us with this opportunity to learn more. And if I'm not mistaken, did I see a hand over here?
I did.
Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
Well, thank you, Daniel. I want to go back just briefly to the in-home services that you discussed, like meal transportation, adult day help. And I noticed, as you pointed out on a different slide, that some services were sliding scale, but
Yes.
generally, can we talk about what costs for those things are?
Yeah, so what they'll do, so for example, if someone is on Medicaid, they will go through Passport or the MyCare waiver. And usually in that case, there's no cost at all. If someone is on Medicare but does not qualify for Medicaid, so for example, in Franklin County, it's a sliding fee scale, as I mentioned, and it's based on your income and assets. And so they'll come out, do the assessment, make a determination, and then they will give you the cost, right? It is very expensive, some of these services, so anything can help significantly. Like the average cost right now to hire someone to come care for a loved one or for yourself is about $35 to $40 an hour. So there is a lot of cost associated with this. So the idea is to make it more for people to be able to be able to afford it. But with that being said, there's also a limit, right, to how much money is collected for this as well. So as the population ages, another interesting statistic is by 2034, which is just 8 years away, there are going to be more people over the age of 65 than under age 18 for the first time in the history of our country. So the population continues to get older, right? And so we're going to have to at some point probably look for additional funding as well. Too.
Okay, thank you for describing.
Yes, sir.
Question, Mr. Seltzer, who determines the means testing as far as when it comes to the review of income for seniors, as far as assets? And I know it was like 200% of the poverty level or something to that effect. Who makes that determination? Is it Franklin County? Is it county?
I actually think it's state-based.
State-based?
Yeah, and I think it's done by Medicaid.
Okay, so Medicaid does that. So if someone was to talk about maybe having adjustments of that, possibly, or at least look at, as you said, in 2034, going to have even more so.
Yes.
For population. So we just have to be ready for, basically, it was an old saying stated, be ready for the silver tsunami, because I don't think we're really ready for that.
Yes.
So that's why there are people, and there are elderly people that have been taught to save all their lives in a lot of ways. And sometimes they can get in that bubble just before that bubble comes. So I just wonder if they look at things like that.
Yeah.
So.
And the Hilltop is very interesting because I was like looking at I'm very into demographics and statistics, but this area actually has a lower percentage of older adults. I think it's like 12.3% over the age of 65. Now, if you add the 60 to 64, it probably is gonna bump up quite a bit. Because those are the, that is where the population is going. So it actually, it's a very, areas like Worthington, they have a very, Upper Arlington, Clintonville, they have a very much higher percentage of older adults. So this area the population is not as old in this area.
Mr. Sutzer, I appreciate it.
No problem.
Will you or someone on your team go to like churches, mosques, synagogues when they're gathered to give us some of our presentation?
Absolutely. I do this about 3 or 4 times a month.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So you would just go onto our website and if you go under the education part, there's gonna be a part where it says speaker request. You just go in there, just, mention the type of, event you're gonna have. We also table events as well. You would just mention what event you have, how many people you expect, what date, and then it'll get sent to the assistant director. And she will then, see if anybody's available that day to do the presentation.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I don't think so. Thank you so much again, Dick.
You're welcome.
Again, really great presentation.
And again, I'm gonna leave them all here, so if you want to distribute them, the library may want some as well too.
Cool. Thank you. All right, folks, that concludes our portion for our presentations. So we will go ahead and move into our reports of the officers. And I will go ahead and start, well, I don't have any. So, and our vice chair is not here today, so we will go ahead and move over to Secretary Archer.
Let's see. We will have a notice of 4 absences for Commissioner Smith, who's not here tonight. So we'll follow up with the bylaw process and then move forward. That's it.
Alrighty, and the actual, so obviously, former Commissioner McKee did have to resign. So there is not a formal, report for treasurer. However, I did just receive notice from, our liaison, Olabisi. This is for the commission. She did ask that we move to motion to increase our allotted funds for name tags, just because inflation, the prices went up. Joe, I don't know, you would have it, Joe, but I'm not sure if you know the original number, but she did ask that number to be bumped up to 200. So,
Okay, I would just have to know what month to know what we authorized. Yeah. Was that last month?
that might have been May. So, I'm gonna go ahead and make a motion that we approve that increase, that budget allotment for those name tags. So.
You're increasing the budget by 200, or increasing it to 200?
Yeah, specifically for the name cards.
Okay, sorry, I'm just writing them.
Yeah.
You want to do the vote now? Okay. There's.
Second.
Alrighty, and I'm gonna go ahead and move, to do, a verbal vote. That's all right, I'll ask. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Abstained? No? Beautiful. Alright, folks. As far as our reports for committee, we will go ahead to zoning. We have 2 applications tonight. Here you are. Okay. Oh, well, I get 2.
If you're special. Alrighty, our first application is Z 26 -019-865 North Wilson Road. This is a rezoning application from a C5, which is kind of the most broad version of commercial, development down to a C4, which is a slightly more limited, zoning, category. But it needs to be this because the developers that are planning to put in a marijuana dispensary there, so the zoning needs to be very specific for a marijuana dispensary. And would our applicant like to come up and present the application? And please make sure you introduce yourself too. Thank you.
Absolutely. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for making the time. My name is Joshua W. Cooper. I am here on behalf of Molly Quinn for our rezoning application for C26-19. Previously, we were in front of the smaller Hilltop zoning board and they unanimously already approved. So we're asking the full commission to do that today. So just a little bit about the proposed rezoning. Again, that address is 865 North Wilson Road, Columbus, Ohio, 43204. Again, as Commissioner Bay stated, that we're switching from C5 to C4 and to allow for additional uses, specifically a marijuana dispensary. The project is currently proceeding through sign compliance, and we're doing this contemporary, can't say that word. We're doing this rezoning at the same time. I'm not giving an intent. But there we go. So yes, next slide, please. Awesome. So this is the map, as you can see. Right here, I have some copies that I'm happy to distribute after, but that'll just kind of give you a general idea of what the site will look like, and what we're attempting to do. Next slide, please. Again, another picture or another map that's for different angles, different viewpoints. Next slide, please, or next slide, please. And so the rezoning, and this will be what you can see in the map, and it's easier to just point to this. So the rezoning will require minimal changes, it's pretty much as is. It exceeds the number of required parking spaces for the area for city ordinance. It's got 22, it's required to have 7, so a surplus of parking. The rezoning application presently has city planning staff support. We've been working with the city of Columbus, hand in hand in this. The rezoning is also consistent with the land use recommendations of mixed use 2. It provides a private refuse service, and landscaping commitments include installation of 27 dense yew trees, about 36 inches minimum height, with 75% opacity, compliance with tree ordinances, and screening the business. And so our general ask is that we get recommendation and approval and move forward. Happy to answer any questions.
Great, thank you. Any questions from commissioners?
Yes.
Jeff?
Did anybody attend, or is anybody here today from the immediate community around the neighborhood to speak on about this?
Oh, we did not have anybody from the immediate community attend the meeting, no. Additional questions or comments? You know, one thing with C5 zoning that is often automobile oriented, i.e. used car lots. You know, which I think, you know, many have expressed a frustration with in this community. So by moving this down to a C4, even if state law changes in 5 years and it's no longer a marijuana dispensary, it would not automatically be able to be converted back into a used car lot, which I definitely see as a positive for the community.
Yeah, it's way more likely to end up, if it doesn't stay at the dispensary, you have a higher chance of being like a coffee shop or a restaurant of some kind. There's a lot more opportunities you have that's not an empty car lot.
Yeah. And I also know there have been community concerns, to put it in kind of blunt terms, the state regulated marijuana dispensaries and the other folks who are selling hemp, CBD, other type, have been highly unregulated, and as was said during the zoning committee, this is one of the heavily regulated state dispensaries. Lots of cameras, lots of ID checks, all that good stuff going on inside as well.
Yeah, fully compliant with all.
Yeah.
Current requirements.
They're gonna plant 27 trees in this area too.
Yeah, in compliance, so it can cover up any like unnecessary signage or people coming in and out. It's to increase,
Yeah.
you know, I guess not to decrease awareness, but make it less likely that a kid's gonna see it driving down the street or something like that. Yeah.
And there's also requirements in the zoning code around screening so that the headlights, Josh, if you go back to the image of the street. Also, one of the things with the screening going around front, so the headlights aren't shining straight into traffic and potentially
Yeah.
causing distractions. That's another part of the screening of those trees, yeah. And
Not really zoning related. I understand the purpose of yew trees for screening. There's a lot of grass there. I understand some of that would be taken up by additional parking spaces. Is there any willingness to plant some native trees just as like for beautification?
That's something I can definitely note, and I leave that discretion of the builders and whatnot, but I mean, I don't see whether. Unless there's a specific reason that in the agreement that says it has to be the
yew tree.
yew tree, yeah. Unless it specifically says it has to be yew tree, I don't see why we could do an oak or maple or whatever is local, as long as it covers and is properly, it covers the right amount.
Well, and I can understand why, from a landscaping perspective, why you really desire for that. So I'm maybe asking in addition to that, and just community feedback on love to see more native trees in that site if possible. If you can do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's something I will flag to the developer.
Okay, thank you.
Well, just to clarify something, they're not adding more parking. Right?
I believe it already has 20. Yeah, just to clarify. Yeah.
It's already larger than I see required.
Mhm. Because it was that empty parking lot, right? So it really just will end up being more convenient parking for customers.
It was a used car.
Previously, yeah.
Yeah. Any additional questions or comments?
I'll motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve, I'll second. Secretary, please take the roll.
All right, when I call your name, please indicate if you are in favor, opposed, or abstaining from the vote. I'll start with myself this time. I will say, okay, and I'll move to my right to Mr. Ryan.
Yes.
Mr. Maddox.
Yes.
Chairman Team.
Yes.
Mr. Bates.
5 or yes?
Commissioner
Yes.
Carr.
Yeah.
No. And Commissioner McMahon.
Yes.
And Commissioner Batchett.
Yes.
That is 8-1 and 0. Passes.
Great. So the motion passes, so I will send in the recommendation form to the city and then the folks downtown will follow up with you all about next steps and moving forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Um. Our next application is for BZA 26-059 for 2856 Vanderburg Avenue. Are the applicants here for this one? I'm not seeing them. So I move that we table the Vanderburg, vote. Maybe if they show up later, can reserve the right to present the application later in the meeting if they attend. Otherwise, we will address this application in September. The zoning committee will not be meeting
in July. We will meet in August, assuming that the full commission takes our recess for that first meeting in August. So we will meet August, whatever. Wait, hold on, no, let me pull it up because I should officially say it, shouldn't I? August. I think that's right, August 26th, that sounds right. Yeah, August 26th. Right here, same time, same groovy time, same groovy place.
Alrighty, thank you, Nick. Next we will have our Community Relations Committee report by, Commissioner Montana.
Hello again, everyone. So we did meet in July. Our main topics of conversation were outreach for the election. So community relations meets right after the government and legislation committee. So we talked about how to share about the upcoming election. We did share a video on our social media. So thanks to Commissioners Argero and Smith for being a part of that. We have a couple posts that we've prepared for that as well. And then we talked about some upcoming events, working with the Human Services and Education Committee. We do have some tabling events scheduled with Columbus City Schools back to school events. We talked about some additional engagement ideas and how to increase just our presence on social media. Just a reminder for commissioners, if you do go to an event and are out there trying to spread the word about GHAC, make sure to send pictures or take pictures and then send them to me and I can share them on social media. The social media posts always do well when your faces are on them. So just be sure to send those to me and I will get those out. We are meeting again in July. So our next meeting is July 28th at 7 p.m. following government and legislation. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Commissioner Montana. Next, we'll have our report from our Government and Legislation Committee from Chair Josh Maddox.
Alright, so, yep, we met on the 23rd of June and mostly discussed the election. Trying to decide on potential election sites, talking about library, Franklin Heights High School and Glenwood Community Center potentially, but still kind of up in the air right now. Obviously, we need to see if we'll have an election to begin with. See, we also, we'll be discussing in July, the Department of Neighborhood Best Practices bylaws. Kind of continue discussing our bylaws and any changes that we want to make moving forward. And that's about all I got right now. We'll meet again July 28th. And yeah. Okay.
Alrighty, so next up is Human Services and Education. First, I'll let Co-Chair Joe Argero, sorry, Joe, give the report.
Sure, thank you. Our conversation on June 16th focused primarily on committee of member events that are coming up later this year, just to make sure that we're sharing our schedule. And as Ashley mentioned, Saturday, August 8th, we'll be tabling at the West High School back to school fair from noon to 2. Our next meeting will be on the 15th of this month, next Wednesday at 6 o'clock here. And the focus will be on capital improvement budget items that our committee will want to bring forth when the city asks. Thank you. Look forward to having you all.
Alrighty, for liquor permit review, there are no current applications. So yeah. Our next committee report will be planning and economic development. Chairperson Sauro is not there. But was there anyone who attended the June 18th meeting? Go ahead, Ashley.
Yeah. So we did meet in June, it was just three of us committee members. And our main topic of conversation was about a multifamily project, that is going to be proposed on West Broad Street, about 30 to 31 units, across from the YMCA Child Care Center. Sahara had a call with the developer for the project, and they're hoping to come to our committee, maybe doing a joint committee meeting with zoning. As of right now, they do not think that they'll need any variances due to zone in, but they are still looking for community feedback. And so we just had a conversation about that. And then we also talked about some upcoming events that are related to planning and economic development.
Thank you, Commissioner Montero. All right, next committee, public safety.
Hello, everyone. We did not meet in the month of June. We will be meeting on, thank you, Ashley, the 14th of July at 6:30 here at the library. Our next meeting in July will probably be fairly short and brief. It's going to be mostly brainstorming for our following meeting, which will really want to put the word out for community members to join. We have a few different suggestions for topics, so we're gonna have to kind of narrow that down. If you have any insight or any thoughts that you'd like to share, please feel free to join us on the 14th, or you can always reach out to me. There's an email, I can always respond that way as well. Thank you.
Alrighty, and also Carla, please welcome her back. We are so happy to have you back. So you guys make sure you guys show her some love. So next, we have recreation and parks.
Thank you once again. I should actually just also plug and back up to human services, because let's see, myself and Tristan and actually met with Esther last week, or it was last Wednesday, to hear her discussion or her some of her additional concerns. She shared with us some materials and some research. So if you don't have that yet, we can share that along. I'm gonna try to attend so that we can make sure that we're hearing that and we have a joint approach between the committees and to how this is moving forward. And then also I meant to mention there were a handful of us who attended Melissa Green's, actually the three of us attended Councilmember Green's community meeting in conjunction with Hilltop Rise on the 24th of June at the Early Learning Center, part of the Building Columbus Together series, which we appreciated the invite and opportunity to meet. I know there were others in the room who were there as well. And a number of topics came out, so we look forward to continuing to work with our council member on projects. Okay, back to parks. We met on the 20th. We were surveying the Holton Community Center parks and Glenview parks, which are on the east and west sides of Eureka and north of Westwood Drive. Thanks to we had great turnout. So thanks to everyone who came and helped to clean up and provide input. There's a whole series of 311s that came out of that. This is another park complex that is right for a strategic park plan. So taking a little bit of time to get some phone call and email returns, but as we're moving forward this year, that'll be the focus. You know, there's an area in Bolton, for example, that's another no-mow zone. So we need strategies with that as opposed to just letting it go. We've heard that same issue pop up at Westgate, and I know that that's becoming challenging in terms of insect and mosquito populations and so forth in some parks. So also council members aware of it because I mentioned it 2 weeks ago. But our next meeting will be at Westgate, actually, on July 18th, Saturday. This will be from 9 to 11. Once again, we walk the parks, we take notes, we develop any short and long-term issues, or we document any short and long-term issues. And these get submitted and reviewed annually with parks staff. And anyone who's able to attend, please come out. That again is Saturday, July 18th at 9 AM at Westgate. And we'll just meet at the community center. Thanks.
Right, thank you, Joe. So moving forward, we don't have any unfinished business, but we do have new business. And that is, as Secretary Joe brought up, just to make sure that, we do a vote, we're all in one accord on that August recess. Joe, if you want, I can go ahead and do that, conduct that vote, or make that motion to.
You want a motion?
Yeah.
I mean, do we want to? We can discuss. I'll grab a second.
Yeah, do commissioners, do you guys wanna discuss? Just basically if we will go on recess in August or not?
It has been done in the many years. I don't think we have a bylaw statement about it. Like the city council recesses, I think in July typically, or now in July.
Yeah.
So we were previously recessing when they recessed. They're now doing July. We're going back to school, maybe traveling for the summer, so forth. It gives us a chance to take a breather. Otherwise, I'm here. Me.
Yeah.
Anyone from the community need us to meet next month?
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and motion to approve.
Second.
And we're gonna go ahead and do a verbal vote, so all in favor? Okay, well, there we go. No opposed, no abstains, beautiful. All right, folks, so we will be officially in recess next month. And we will be back September. Once again, folks, our apologies, for any confusion with that appointment process happening, that if you thought that appointment process was happening tonight. But please rejoin us back in September. Definitely spread the word about our upcoming election. And of course, if you guys have any questions, of course, commissioners are always here. Let us know. And I will ask my fellow commissioners one more time if all hearts and minds are clear. So I'm gonna go ahead and move to motion that we adjourn.
I'll second that.
All righty, second, beautiful. So we are adjourned. Thank you, folks. We will see you in a couple months. All in favor? Aye.